everybody. If you'd like to find out what I've been sewing, shopping and being frugal about this week, then stick around. Well, hello everybody. I am in one of my frugal makes that didn't make it into last week's vlog, which I'm going to talk you through in detail in a minute. It's lovely to see you if you're an existing viewer, and hello if you're new. I've had a good few new viewers come along recently, so hello and welcome. This is one of my Sunday sews where I just do a sewing catch up with you, let you know all things life sewing in general, and sometimes we'll talk in detail about something, which I'm going to do today. Right, so let's start with some things I've finished up. If you are an existing viewer, you will know I'm on a bit of a mission to get things finished. So I have finished the quilted jacket. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen a photo of this out in the wild, as I like to say, so I'll put a picture up here. I wore it to work this week. It's still shedding yellow bits of thread from when I unpicked the bias binding off the original quilt to use again, but I've got a little issue with these threads here where they're the ends of the quilting from the original quilt, and I have mostly stitched them in, and I'm going to go and snip them now. I might use some tiny dots of fabric glue, but I'm really happy with it, and I'm going to constantly keep finding yellow threads for a while, I think. So this is the Hovea jacket by Nielsen. I went for the medium length, so it falls sort of mid thigh on me because I'm 5'2". It's got a nice deep pocket. I've already been very much enjoying this. If you do the crop one, the pocket's sort of like that. I reused all the yellow bias binding that went all the way around the original quilt, so I used it on the cuffs, I used it along the bottom, and then I hand stitched. And hello Mary, I was glad you're proud of me. Mary sent me a message. I did this, and I'll get close so you can see I hand stitched that over the seams inside, and I did it all the way down and into the arm and round the arm as well. So I fed the ends of the arm in there and then stitched that bit down afterwards. Now I have got this one here, so I haven't got any of that yellow left, but that one's much neater, but I will do it. I just need to find the right colour. But I did that on both sides all the way around. Now I have got that little bit there that I need to think about, just that shoulder bit as well. But I am really proud of myself for doing that because sorry, right in the middle of recording, got a phone call. So I am really proud of myself. I will do something with those, but the fact that I hand stitched all those, and now I get a bit travel sticky, but I actually managed to do a bit on a 2-hour there and back car journey. So very, very happy, to the point where I'm now working on making a cropped one using some of the lovely fabric that was given to me by Legend. I will show you in a minute, but let me show you something else I've been doing. You may or may not remember I made this jacket a good while ago. I based it on the Nora cardigan by Tily and the Buttons, and I drafted my own collar to go on, and there were seams inside, and look what I'm doing. I'm hand stitching again. Now this one's easier to see. All the way around the sleeve will be done, and all the way up the cuff. This is much, I went for contrasting, so all the way. I didn't quite have the same red as I did around the bottom, but it will be fine. So I am in progress at hand stitching those. Now on both of them, what I've chose to do is flat stitch them so it covers it. I could have pinched it and stitched it so it stood up, but I felt for comfort flat stitching this down would be much more my preference. I'd be really interested for those of you who are lovely finishers if you have a preference to that as well. But yeah, I'm just taking the time, I'm enjoying it, I find it quite meditative, and I'm properly finishing. So that was one of my things for this year. So I bet you want to see the fabric that I'm thinking about doing, working on the other quilted jacket, and don't you? I'm going to have to go and get it, hang on. Okay, so this is one of the gorgeous fabrics from Legend Textiles. This one is like Springer fabric. You've got the pink blossom, like the cherry blossom, and then these, and there's gorgeous bits of gold. Can you see it if I move it like that through it? So I'm going to make the Hovea cropped version. And what I've decided to do, because this very strong directional, I've actually cut patchwork pieces which I'm going to restitch together to play with the direction for the majority of the body, and then the sleeves I'll cut straight out. I'm going to quilt it, but I'll save what I'm going to do for that until I've done it, and then I'll tell you all about it. What else have I finished? I have finished the Tily the Button Stella joggers, but made into a smart jogger. And I needed to put elastic in the waistband. I was hoping the waistband would be enough on its own, but it wasn't. So I put a very light bit of elastic in there, just enough to hold them in. I have worn these twice now, and I think it's so important to wear things before you decide 100% if you do or don't love something, because sometimes you can be on the fence. I wore these to work and they were perfect on a day when we had to sort some archiving out, because I felt smart but casual and knew I could just throw them in the washing machine as well. And I also wore them when I went to film the next episode of the podcast with Jess, and I wore them in a completely different way. So I'll move this way. I'll put pictures in here of the 2 ways I've styled them so far. There will be more. They're like the wide leg in terms of comfort, but they create a completely different look, completely different style. And luckily, this is fabric I bought from Barry's. It's like a crepe scuba type fabric. I bought a red version as well, so I'm going to do a burgundy red pair, because I just feel that they're a great throw on pair when you don't want a jogger but you want that jogger feel. I'm just going to check my list. I'm feeling a bit poorly. I don't know if you can hear it in my throat, but I had to write a list today because I was worried I would forget. Oh, I know what I was going to say as well. The remnants and the gorgeous rainbow quilted jacket, I have some stuff left over. So I'm going to have a go at making like a spring summer work bag. I'll put a picture in here of the bag that I did for refashion sort of August, September time last year. And it's got me all the way through the autumn, winter months carrying my work stuff. Need to clear it out. There's like random mini eggs and stuff at the bottom. But I thought it'd be nice to make more of a spring coloured one. So I thought with the remnants, I'll have a go at making something. Haven't even started it yet though. So I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I will keep you updated once I get it out and start working that out. And I've noticed quilted bags are quite popular at the moment. Right, let's talk about what I'm wearing. So this, as I say, was one of my So Frugal entries. I'm just going to zoom out the camera. So this was one of my So Frugal entries, and I didn't get a chance to put it in the video last time because I finished it after I'd recorded the video, but it did go up on my Instagram, so you may have seen it. Now this fabric is from Legend, and you all sold it out, including a remnant that Josh put up. So there isn't any more available. He is seeing if he can get some more, and I will let you know if there is any. It is lovely and drapey. It's like t-shirt thickness, but it's nice and opaque, and I like this really interesting pattern. And if, like me, you was a goth in a previous life, this is like a great nod to that. This is the Mimosa dress by Mood Society. It comes as an A4, but I actually got CLC prints to pattern stitch it together, and oh my goodness, I'm so glad I did. The piece for the back skirt and tie is massive. It's like this, and that would have made me cry sticking that together. So really glad I got them to pattern stitch it, because I would have just not bothered otherwise. The other thing is it's not as fabric hungry as like the kilo wrap dress, and I'll explain why in a minute, but it needs a good width of fabric if you're going to cut the piece out as one piece. The instructions are a blog post, but I know that there's a couple of videos up on YouTube already with sew alongs, because I had a look at one that was a review, because I was scratching my head trying to work out what the blog post was telling me. So I'm not going to do a sew along, but I am going to explain it to you. Now I put a full black outfit underneath so I can undo this without worrying about my dignity. So you have a front piece that has this gathering in here, which attaches to the front piece skirt. So the front piece skirt is quite small. It's only there to there. So it attaches just to the front, where you've got these are actually pleats, and then it attaches in. And when you cut out the front piece, you cut it on the fold, but it tells you afterwards to cut straight down one of the sides. So it's on the fold, but not on the fold, if you see what I mean. That's quite a useful way to it. So I'm standing up on a stool so you can see, because it's a stool I've been sitting on. You then make one tie piece, but obviously it's 2 pieces to make the one tie piece. That gets sandwiched between the front and the back when you stitch it in. The sleeves are separate. Now I did them in a different order because you've got a neckband. Let me get close. You've got a neckband as well. So the order they say to sew it in is slightly different. I did my sleeve piece while the side pieces weren't attached. And I'm glad I did because it makes it easier to fit them in. And I did the neckband piece before the side pieces were attached as well. So you attach the front and back at the sides. I then put the neck piece on and the sleeves on. And then you attach the sides, because here's the back piece, it's just flat, like that. And then you have to attach the front and back piece. And when you attach them, you then put the tie in. But the back piece comes out, whoop, a long way further than you need it, because it's the bit that wraps around the front and that you tie. So trying to work that out and trying to understand that, look, that whole bit is open. Now, you don't have to worry about that when you wear it, which is a good thing. It's not like a normal wrap dress, but that's because you only attach the back piece to there, and then the rest of it comes round like this. So you will never have enough flap open to expose yourself. But I have got a couple of problems. Let me see if I can get up the step a bit more here. Oh, look at that. This front piece is way shorter than what comes over. Now, I think it may be intentional, but for me, that's just a bit too jarring. Now, whether they think that'll level up a bit more when you tie it, but you can see, look, the whole way, there's no way that's going to flap and expose anything. So I really like it. It feels odd because, sorry, just get back down again. It feels odd because you've only got one tie, and it's not actually officially anything tied around the back. And I'm used to feeling something tie around the back, and there isn't anything. So I do really like it. But I think I need to wear it at home first just to see how I really feel about it. So I might just wear it around the house for a bit. It looks really nice. Finishing the joins on the side so they don't split open is going to be interesting. So it's a thumbs up, but a thumbs up with an unsureness about it. So as I say, I need to wear it. As you can see, there's threads hanging because I haven't 100% finished it yet. Got to decide if I like the length of the sleeve or not. All those bits that come when I first make a pattern. And we've got to remember this was free. So for a free pattern, I really like it. Somebody asked, is it like the kilo wrap dress? So I think it's like it, but different in that you've not got as many fabric hungry pieces. Obviously that one, you've got no risk of anything flapping open. And I suppose you could tie at the front or the back. There's no real flexibility about how you could tie this. But for a free pattern, if you want to play around with the tie, and I really like the shape of this top to the point where I might just have a go at making the top and putting a waistband on. So yeah, as a free pattern goes, pretty good. So let's have a look. I've done a lot of cutting out. You know I love a batch cut, so I've cut out another pair of Walk Boldly pants in a bright pink. I've cut out some more of the free Closet Core t-shirt pants. I had a t-shirt top, good rummage through my jersey fabric and realised I'd cut a few more of those. I've cut out another free 1 hour top. So all of these are patterns that I've talked about previously, but I will list them below. And I still haven't made the Tilda blouse. I've just not been in the right mood for it. But also, excitingly, I have been asked to do 2 pattern testings. Now, I signed up to volunteer and then got selected. So if you're thinking, how do I get to do a pattern test? First of all, make sure you're following independent pattern designers like Tammy Handmade and Holly Dent and all those sorts of people, because when they release a new pattern, they will often put a call out for pattern testers first, where you can then fill in a little form. You don't have to have a YouTube channel, an Instagram, or anything like that. Some of them prefer you to have an Instagram because they'd like you to sort of share. Some just give you the pattern for free. Others will pay a bit towards fabric, but you have to be prepared to sew it in the time frame and give feedback. So do watch out if it's something you'd like to do. So I've put a few bits on hold while I concentrate on those first. And again, sort of in my mind, toiling and then making another one, because the toile will help me to give the feedback, and then the other one to say whether I really like the pattern and share it with you all as well. So one of them is by Juniper Patterns and the other one is by Tammy Handmade, and she had that on her Insta page of the day, which one it is. So I put a picture here. So I'm very excited to share with you when I've done and I can what I think of them. Right, so that's me looking at my notes again. So I won a £25 voucher from First for Fabrics for the Pogo Knit party, and this time, sometimes I like to share my prizes with you all. This time I actually decided to buy something, so I thought I'd open it with you. Here it is. And I do know what I've ordered, but the difference between ordering it and then seeing it is two different things, isn't it? That's why I was holding scissors in my hand, for those of you wondering. Those of you who have entered any of the raffles on the virtual socials, they've all been sent out, and anybody who commented on the Legend giveaway, they've been sent out as well to people who won and were contacted. So I did a lot of posting this week. If you'd like to come to a virtual social, there's 2 more dates this month. I want to say 16th of April and 27th. The link's below so you can go and get tickets on Eventbrite. One is a daytime one and one is a weekend one. And right now I'm just setting all the dates for May, June and July for real and virtual. So I'll put a post on the community and on Instagram as soon as they're done. So thank you, Tamlin, for your nice note. Tamlin says she likes my choices. So I love the way they wrap them in old sewing patterns. And you get the First of Fabric ribbon as well. So what did I go for? I love a remnant, everybody, as you know. So I went for a remnant of this gorgeous fleece-backed sweatshirting. Look at that colour. Even though I probably won't sew that till next autumn, that I'm excited to pair up with something and sew. So I thought that's a great remnant to grab. So using my voucher to find remnants. Then got a remnant of this cable knit in like a lilac, like sort of like a heather colour. Because again, pairing that with, wait till you see, with the minty one, I thought these two together would make a nice Marlene sweatshirt. If you remember, I put a picture in here of the plum and gold one. I thought I would do one in these two because it felt like more like a spring combination. I've bought quite a lot of cable knits from various places, and I have to say, wherever First of Fabrics get them from, they are really nice quality. They've got a nice drape to them and they're really soft but warm. So look at those two together. And then obviously, because I was there, I had spent up my voucher by that point on remnants, but I had a look at the jersey because why wouldn't I? And can we take a moment for this jersey fabric? It's still available. And by the way, I think they've still got those non-remnant pieces still available. Look at that. How could I not? Now, I was very firm with myself and got, I believe, 1.5 meters, or did I go 2 meters? I can't remember now. But oh my goodness, how could I not? That is just like, yes, look, let's just do that for a minute. Look at that, yeah. So that was coming in the basket. I'll link it below. It's another nice weight of jersey. Jersey. It's thin like t-shirt, but heavier. So I don't really know how to describe it. I mean, it's like stained glass but swirls. It's just phenomenal. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet, but something exciting on the horizon. It won't be long before I do either. Wow. So I thought you'd enjoy sharing that with me. And sometimes things are even better in real life than they are on screen. Well, that is it I want to say for today. Vlogger Box episode 2, which is going to be on my channel, is coming out this week. And final podcast episode of the season is coming out this week. Both of those things are coming out on Wednesday. And I've got a sew along for my t-shirt maxi dresses ready to go. So that'll be coming out soon as well. I'm not sure if you're taking part in April blouse. I'm not sure if I will or not. I'm having to think about it, but I'll be interested to hear if you are. If you haven't watched either mine and Christine's DP Patterns sweatshirt sew along, do go and have a look. I'll link it below. And also the full sew along and review I've done of my Handmade Wardrobes cozy jersey dress. If you remember this one here, the velvet version I made, I've actually sewn 4 different versions now. So I did a full sew along with tips and ideas of how to make the pattern your own. And if you're still watching this in April, there is still the discount code, which is in that vlog as well. So you can get 50% off the pattern. So I'd hate for you to miss out on that if you're thinking about buying it. I have not been paid to promote it or anything. I was given the pattern to sew for the catwalk. Apart from that, nothing else. I hope you have a great week and I will see you soon.